Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm trying out the new mic to see how this works, and hopefully it sounds okay. But anyways, hope you guys are doing good. I've got a little bit of a pain in the neck going on, literally, and I've been doing a little bit here and there, trying to get this left arm so it doesn't hurt. But I think it's more nerve than anything else. We'll see. I have to go in for an MRI and everything before I get my pacemaker. This way I can still get the MRI done and the x-rays done without having a device in a way that complicates things. So I've got the neck glued into place on the Les Paul kit. This thing is pretty nice. I'm really surprised at how this neck went in. Dry fitting it, slid right in as far as not having any wiggle room. It was snug, which is kind of nice as well, and cut properly. A lot of times with these kit guitars, if you kind of hold the body in one place and grab a hold of the headstock here, you can kind of move the headstock a little bit so there's a little bit of play in the routed pocket. This did not have that. It went right in pretty snug. You didn't have to use a hammer to pound it in or anything. Glued it up, and it's been sitting over 24 hours now, so I could probably release the clamps now. But I've got other things to do. This, I got to do something about that. Instead of using cardboard, I should be using leather, but I don't have a leather belt that I can cut up to do this with. The reason why I put the two together first is I get everything to line up the way it's supposed to be. Check to see if there's anything that has to be modified, changed, corrected, or filled if there's any gaps or anything. Right now, as far as what looks like over here, it doesn't look too bad, so it's pretty good. And another thing is paint-wise goes. So when I go to paint this thing, everything is one color. So the body and the neck aren't separated to where if you spray, depending on how close you are, how many coats you're making. So even if you do 3 coats on here and 3 coats on here, the distance from how you're spraying can make a big difference in the color shift too. So putting them together, you don't have that color change. So I've been taking apart the Epiphone, and this is an Epiphone Tribute. What's kind of cool about this is it's got a little sticker on the back, barcode, it says when it was made and everything. It says Les Paul Tribute Plus. Now, I always thought the Plus meant more of a higher end top, okay? Because I've had the Pro Plus before, but it said Pro Plus top or whatever, and this has got a veneer on it. So it doesn't have a cap. And I did scrape off a little bit over here to see how much of a thickness this veneer is. And it seems like it's got a pretty good thick veneer, which gives me room to work. Instead of sanding this down, I've got a stripper that is going to strip the polyurethane off of here. And hopefully down to the color. The color, I can actually sand that out myself. Depending if they put a sealer on top of that and then did the paint, more likely that's probably what they did. So what I want to do is strip off all this clear coat on the top of this thing, get it down to wood, get rid of some of this coloring. If I can get it to where I could dye this, that'll work out great. So the neck, the body, this is all going to get sprayed one color as far as the back goes, and then the top is going to get a refinish on it as well. I've got all the parts over here. Nothing special as far as pickups go. It's a 2-wire, so you got a hot and cold, and this one here is the bridge. Nothing on the back as far as writing goes. Same thing with the neck. And the only difference here is you got different color as far as the wires go. Not a big deal. Everything else is pretty much standard. It does have an Epiphone switch on there. So the switch is marked Epiphone on the sides over here. The tuners, pretty basic, nothing fancy. They're not like they're Godos or anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this upstairs and start to see if this works out as far as stripping this. All right, back in the garage. Here's the SG. So I did the fade on there, got that done. Let's see how it fades in from the silver to the black. Headstock matches. Here's the back of it. Yep. Nice gloss finish to it. And this is what the owner wants, so this is what the owner got. And went back and forth because we kind of changed things up a lot with this guitar. First, the owner wanted it really wide over here as far as the fade goes, so there wouldn't be that much black. And after spraying it that way, he didn't like it. So I ended up, stripping it down again, sanding down everything, not to wood. So I'm using the finish that's on here as a primer, which works out really, really good. But I do strip it down quite a bit so it doesn't have such a big or thick buildup of paint on there. Let me change my arms because my other arm is starting to hurt. And then I had the artwork on the back, which I guess he didn't really care for that either. So I changed things up and went simple. So I took some photos, got the okay. So right now this has about 6 coats of clear on it. And I've got to do another 6 more coats of clear. And again, I'm using a polyurethane clear coat made by StuMac, or not StuMac, why did I say StuMac? It's Max Spray, and it's 2K, and very durable stuff. I really like using it. So this has got to cure, and do another wet sanding on it, and then hit it again with some more clear, do another wet sanding on it, and so on. So let's get over here. So this is the chemical I'm using to do the stripping on there. It's Blue Bear. And it's nice to see that it has a best sell-by date on it, 7/1/28. So this is still good. It is a gel. And what I'm going to be doing is just putting it on here. Set up the stand so I can video this. There, that works out good. Stay in one spot, don't fall over. That's better. So what I got going on over here is I'm going to end up spreading out the gel and then covering this with the Saran wrap. And I used the good stuff. No, this is not a commercial. So I'm going to move everything out of the way. It should be fine as far as this top goes. This top is pretty solid, so it shouldn't strip anything. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this on here. All right, so I want to spread this around. This is going to take a while for it to do its job. So I'm going to try to get all the way up to the edges. I don't care if it goes over the edges or not, because the back is going to get painted. But I do want this top to be stripped down. And I want to see how this is going to work, because if this works out pretty good, I'll be doing this again. Now, this is kind of one of those things where you have to leave it on for a while. Let it do its thing. Feels like I'm doing epoxy resin, you know? Stuff has hardly any odor to it whatsoever, which is nice. I just want to make sure that the whole thing is coated. Looks like it's starting to do a little something over there. All right. Put the red seal back in on the cap. Put the cap on. Get a rag. Now I'm going to coat the top of this with saran wrap to kind of seal this thing in. Tuck it under a little bit. Get the saran wrap from sticking to itself. Let me try it one more piece. That one stuck to itself. That's better, I think. Must be dry air or something. This stuff is sticking to itself like crazy. All right, fold this around the edges a little bit. Kind of like smear this around so it coats everything. And I guess let this sit, and then I'll find out later on how well it did as far as stripping this goes. But if this works out, this will be real nice, real easy in the future to do a strip on a body and without having to sand it, get down to bare wood. And this stuff is supposed to be safe for wood, brick, concrete, metal. So it's an all-purpose and paint in urethane stripper. So we'll see how this works out. All right, guys, I'll be back. I don't know whenever this decides to do its thing, and I can start scraping it off.